Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I gotta tell you, I was excited to check out Clank Legacy 2 Acquisitions Incorporated Darkest Magic until I figured out it was the second most popular project on all of Kickstarter, and I saw that the third most popular project is in fact reusable sticky notes, which I gotta say, I might have to do a special 12:30 on one of those. But let's focus on Clank. The beloved Clank Legacy returns with an epic sequel, co-op, and competitive play in the world of ... Now, I do like a couple things here, and I dislike a couple things here. First and foremost, I'd love to know the player length, the time count, the age, because I think what this is, if you don't know. So I played Clank. I really enjoyed Clank. I played Clank 3 times. I've enjoyed it every single time. It's one of those games that I want to own. It's like definitely on my list somewhere. I believe that Clank Legacy was exactly what it sounds like. Kind of like Pandemic Legacy or Risk Legacy. So like, you interact with the game and it changes from game to game to game over a series of games. I think that's what that is. And I think this is like Pandemic Legacy Season 2, except it's Clank Legacy Season 2. But I think what they did was they incorporated something called Acquisitions Incorporated, which from what I understand is like an intellectual property that is part of Penny Arcade, who do some really awesome comics about video games and also, tabletop nerd stuff just in general. So, I think that's what this is, but I wish it was just a little bit more clear, the player link, the time count, the age, is this a standalone thing? Do I need Clank to play it? Because I'm assuming not, but it'd be nice to know. Other than that, we have minis. I can't see anything. I feel like we should definitely, if we're going to focus on minis, could we zoom in on maybe 2 of them instead of showing me 4? Just zoom in on 2 so I can actually see some of the details from the outside. Because right now, like they're just minis at this far an angle. Now I'm sure when we click on them, it's going to look a little bit better. But by a little bit better, I agree. Yeah, a little bit. We'll stick with a little bit. I feel like we could definitely use some of this space right here. Are we hitting stretch goals? Do we have a good price? Is it shipping before Christmas? Is this a pre-order? Something like that I think could be used in the space right here. So co-op and competitive play in the world of Penny Arcade's Acquisitions Incorporated. So that little snippet right there was cut off. But yeah, so, okay. Got it. As always, we go to the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go. 38 seconds. We're in and out. That's a quick one.
Jim, dark magic.
Omen? You shouldn't have come here.
What is this place?
This is my legacy.
Wow. That is not it. That video. Who's that for? Because as always when I look at something like this, I'm looking, A, at how they market to people who have no idea what's going on. But just see that, there's a $150,000 Kickstarter that's a big deal. That's, it's going to be talked about on Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. What is it? And then the people who are fans of this. And then the diehard fans. So diehard fans, sure. Yeah, they're going to buy this no matter what. As long as you don't do something stupid, like ask for like $500 or something crazy like that, and they'll still pay you $500, by the way. You're fine. People in the middle, it's different, and people on the outside. So, I feel like you absolutely did not appeal to me in any way, shape, or form as someone who doesn't know what Acquisitions Incorporated is or what this is about. So that video, yeah, I don't feel like that's it. And then we zoom out and we see components, and I see, okay, so we're each going to have our own unique box, a book of secrets. Cool. I don't know. And once again, this is all 3D rendered. None of these are actual components that you're seeing, like physical components. And sometimes I think videos do a really good job of showcasing those, and sometimes I think they don't do as well, and I don't feel like this one is doing it as well. I don't feel like this pops the way they were hoping it pops. And we're just lingering. Want to linger a little longer here with you. So yeah, that video, no thank you. So after the video, do I want it? No, not yet. I'm sure you'll convince me. Hopefully with the gameplay video, great price. I don't know. Gameplay, tell me how it builds off of Clank. If I'm a Clank fan, why I should care about Clank Legacy 2 if I don't know what Clank is. Because Clank's an older game. So, do I want it? But they do mention co-op and competitive, so it's cooperative. I do like mentioning that on the marquee. So I want to stay positive because we're going to crush it right here. I believe we're going to crush it. So Direwolf. Denver-based Direwolf is the creator and publisher of award-winning digital and physical strategy games. Yeah, I thought they were the one who did digital stuff. Titles including Dune, Imperium, the hit Clank board games, Eternal card game, and acclaimed digital board game adaptations of Root, Munchkin, Everdell, Sagrada, and others. Cool. So, can you do it? Yes, I personally feel good because I know who these people are. I know they've made things. They make some really great apps, by the way. I've seen their stuff at conventions. I've tried them out. So I personally feel comfortable with that. As someone from the outside, yeah, I still think you look at this and you say, okay, cool, we're good. This is the first time they ran a Kickstarter. That's fine. But can you do it? Yeah, I feel good. Not to mention you already have the Penny Arcade license. Granted, I don't feel like that was spotlighted like massively. All right, welcome back to Clank Legacy. This much-anticipated sequel start a brand new Acquisitions Incorporated franchise in pursuit of glory, treasure, and hazard pay. So we're going theme, we're going funny theme, and then we do get straight to the prices, so I love that. I appreciate that. Don't waste my time. I would like to know if Clank Catacombs is a better deal with price point. I like the modular board in Catacombs, but the color of the game is not exciting. I think Legacy 2 board is much prettier. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see. So this is the base pledge, $99. So it's going to come with 4 minis. I like it. I wish this was a component shot. The long, sexy component shot where you convince me that this is a $99 game. Because that's deluxe. $60 MSRP. We're not there. We're at the $99 deluxe. And I know a lot of these components are probably going to be hidden. You know, because it's a legacy game. So obviously the things that happen in Game 11 you don't just want to see because it might spoil it. You know, if you're like playing like you know, I almost spoiled Pandemic Legacy there, so I'm glad I stopped myself. Fantastic game, by the way. Very much highly still recommend. So they have Upper Management, which is going to get you the original and this one. Now that's, I will say, do love that. Love how clear these pledges are. Here's the game, and here's the game plus the original thing, so you can play both seasons. So, and I imagine this, so in theory, this should be the most popular one if we're bringing in new people. And you do get an $80 price bumps or $10 price bumps there. Access to our backer kit. And then $1 access to the backer kit page. Cool. And this is all very clean and clear. I absolutely love this. I might, yeah, I love this. And normally I'd say I would recommend putting all of your pledges in numeric order. So the $1 pledge would go in front of that. But I feel like when it's the $1 pledge, I don't mind it down there. So honestly, the pledge area, I think it looks solid, even though I feel like we need to focus on the components a bit more. Need to call out rankings for Clank Legacy. First ranked 24th overall. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, maybe they're going to do that later on, but yeah, 100%. And I was going to hit that real hard because Clank is a beloved game. I didn't realize it was that highly rated. Holy guacamole. So the content. So now we are getting to the contents. Cool. So 5 custom miniatures. We're going to zoom as far away as we possibly can for those for some odd reason. Double-sided map. I'd love to know the dimensions. I'd love to see, maybe the other side's hidden. Maybe that's why, but I'd love to... What's on that? Yeah, I feel like, I don't know why we're zoomed so far out on this. Clank board, okay. Lots of cubes, lots of tokens and stickers. I feel like this was a missed opportunity to sell me on the $99. You know, this kind of... Right now, you're giving off the vibe of the kid who just walks in class with the C+ paper expecting to get the A+. Where it's like, I'd like to know, if you told me 17 sticker sheets or 8 sticker sheets, like Rise of Queensdale, favorite legacy game of all time. You know, they have like 20 sticker pages in there. Like, you could impress me with some of these numbers that you're not showing me by just saying lots. Yeah, there's lots. Boss decks. How many boss decks? How many games am I getting out of this? That's one thing. So if this is a legacy game, how many games am I getting out of this? You know, because I remember with the pandemic, I believe it was once every month, so I knew I get 12 games. I feel like we should mention that. And hopefully we do. Hopefully we'll get there, but these are questions that I'm asking myself as someone who wants to give you $99 because I want to be a part of this game. Hundreds of new adventure cards. Cool. I'd love to see X number plus. New tuck boxes filled with secrets. How many? How many tuck boxes? 2? 8? 24? You tell me 24. I go, what? That's stupid. But the number matters. Book of Secrets. How many pages? What's going... Like, this is the most bare bones thing. And maybe they don't know, because maybe it's a living thing. I'm not speculating that, and hopefully it's not, Because honestly, your game should not still be in the design process when you bring it to Kickstarter. Call me old-fashioned, but your game should be ready. Man. Flashbacks to last night when I did a live stream about Mythic Games. And like 2 years past something, like a year and a half past, like, oh yeah, we're still designing the game. The Defiant, a rebellious princess. So now we're looking at the characters. Cool. Minis, we're finally zooming in on them. People who I'm assuming, if I know the intellectual property, I'm excited about. Each of these big baddies brings their own abilities and challenges. So is there 3? Or is there more? There's going to be 5? Or is there going to be 8? 5 of 15, 5 of 16. Oh, those are the dates. Not 5 of, that's 5, 16. So they're going to reveal more baddies. So there's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, yeah. So 7 big baddies. 8 big baddies. $99 is a lot for what we're seeing on the Kickstarter. And I imagine that there's probably going to be a stretch goal area. There's probably going to be a lot of stretch goals, potentially, and that's why you're going to see more value start to take form. Or maybe there's not, and they're just not showcasing the value very well. Because that happens. Like I said, walking into class with the C+, cooperative scenarios, Acquisitions Incorporated encourages healthy competitions, but sometimes everyone has to pitch in for the good of the franchise. Completely different starting decks will give you plenty of new ways to help each other. Cool. I'd love to see this zoomed in a little bit more so I could read those a little bit easier. And honestly, I feel like this is the first time you've really focused on cards very much. Like, because I can't even read these. Like, why can't we zoom in on these so I can see what's so different about ruthless bullying versus dangerous lies? It sounds like we're most playing for the miniatures plus the stretch goals. Isn't there only 4? Or is this going to be one of those where there's like a stupid amount of minis that are coming? Maybe is this supposed to be a dragon mini? Is that what we're insinuating with the shadow? I don't know. Cooperative scenarios. Scratch-offs. Oh, that's hot. You know where that'd be a really hot thing to mention? In that video that just had a guy in a chair. That'd be a cool spot to mention their scratch-offs cards, because that's really cool. Like, that's just really cool. Like, that's just, like, it takes you back to when you were a kid, and you get crap in the mail, like the junk mail. You'd be like, scratch off, like, I want a car! Like, it's exciting. It's fun. So let's mention it all the way down here on the Kickstarter. First time. Stretch goals will be revealed upon funding. So you're not even going to wet my whistle on the stretch goals. Not even going to tease me with what's going on in the stretch goals. So the stretch goal area, which should be a very exciting area. Like, it really should, because I imagine this is going to blow past. Yeah, so they had to know that this was going to blow past their funding goal, right? So let's see, have they updated this? Are they going to... Because this is the new page. Do we update it? I don't think we did. So yeah, hopefully they get on that. And that to me kind of feels like one of those things where it's a little bit, you can tell this is the first created. Because if you know you're going to blow past your funding goals, you should have all these graphics ready for your stretch goals. If you've never really thought about that, you should just have them ready. So that way you can just plop them in, one after the other. Same thing, a lot of times people do that with updates. They'll write out the whole update, for when we hit this stretch goal, where it's literally talking just about the stretch goal. So yeah, I'm curious. I want to see what they are. Are they micro stretch goals? What kind of things are we going to unlock? This is a very exciting area for me. And I know they just launched, but yeah, it doesn't feel that exciting because it's just there's suckers and candy and stuff. I love legacy games. This is one of my favorite games I've ever played. Tom Vassal Dice Tower. That's a great one. Might slap a little. I might make a little extra room in that frame for the Dice Tower Seal of Excellence. As a legacy game, this one's truly fantastic. ProZD from Polygon. That's ProZD. If you don't know ProZD, you should go check out his content. He's one of the few ones that I actually do watch because he's just so entertaining. He's like a voice actor for. I don't know what he's a voice actor for. Hell, maybe he's a voice actor for this. I don't know. But he does some really good YouTube content. You need to buy it. This is a legacy-defining game, Brawling Brothers Podcast. I wish these were clickable. That'd be nice. Or a video dump, hopefully somewhere later on. Clank Legacy was one of the best game experience I've ever had. It's awesome in a box. So all these are superfluous, I will say that. These are all just glowing, this thing's amazing. I really wish that they would have taken the time to pull a different quote out of each one of these or added to it saying why it's amazing. The progression from game to game really made our entire table just to be like, oh, maybe one more game. Or whatever, something like that. Like, a little bit more than just, it's awesome. Rulebooks. Turn back now if you don't want to see major spoilers. We're not going to go too deep into this. So they're not showing anything. It's a joke. It's a joke. Okay. Okay. I would like to see like the component setup maybe for the first game or something. Like something. New to Clank. Direwolf established a tabletop reputation with the award-winning Clank. It's a fantastic game. You should totally check it out if you like deck-building games. Released in 2016. We're not really spotlighting many awards or ratings on the Board Game Geek, as Chris mentioned. Too much humor, not enough info. 100% agree. 100%. And I imagine they put that in there because they're going for the target market, which is people who like this humorous spin-off of Penny Arcade. Well, it's not probably a spin-off of Penny Arcade because it's just two dudes talking about video games and stuff. But something else they're doing. Clank Legacy, so is this just you showing me? So this is just all the stuff we've done. Visit our web store. Okay, cool. And so this is their way of saying, hey, we're not going to have add-ons so you can buy Clank, but you can get Clank here. Okay. And I don't have an issue with this. And you should. You should go check out Clank. And you should, because that's one of those games. It's so fun. All right. So, did we have a pledge? So, yeah, it was. It's $99. I didn't feel $99 convinced. And I imagine my opinion would be different if I loved Clank Legacy Incorporated Acro something or others. Because once again, yeah, let's go check that out. Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated is incredibly high. Yeah. It's the number 24 game of all time. What? Like, and you don't mention that? Yeah, it's up here with Feast for Odin, Wingspan, Terra Mystica. Like, this is rarefied air up here. Yeah, you can judge me. I'm playing Dude Imperium. Don't stop judging me. I don't get fancy games. Retail orders. So cool. Denver-based Direwolf is the Raider stuff things. Backer kit. Wait, what was you shipping? Where's the shipping? Oh, is this the one where you're going to take me to a chart? Okay, this chart's a little bit fancier than a little bit more professional. Some of the other charts I've seen where they just take you like the spreadsheet. But I don't care. Like I don't think anybody cares. I think as long as it's functional. So Zone 1. What's Zone 1? Where's Zone 1? Am I Zone 1? Is this? Oh, this nice little map over here. This is much better than. This is so much more user-friendly than the other shipping areas I see all the time that just has this information on the story. This is totally the way. New industry standard. Here we come. So what the hell is this? So I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I don't know. You didn't maybe put a line between where the states are. Could we make this defined line a little bit better? All right, I'm going to try and figure this out. I'm going to go to 400%. Let Grandpa put on his glasses. All right, so there's Michigan. Okay, so yeah, I got confused. So it's right here. So I am in Zone 6, I think. Why would you use colors that are this similar too? I seriously hope the graphic designer of your game is not the graphic designer of this map. Because if that's the case, I am very skeptical. So, Zone 6. So, let me zoom back out. This is so user-friendly. So, $16. That doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel terrible, but it just feels weird. Like, I feel like this is the first time in my time checking out these Kickstarters, and I've checked out literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Kickstarters, where me in Indiana just got alienated to Zone 6. It's just so bizarre. I want to know who they're shipping through. This is wild. This is weird, wild stuff. So I'm at 16. You're probably at 10. Like, that's so interesting. Okay, so sorry, it just threw me off. Sometimes you see stuff. I love Kickstarter because you never know what you're gonna see. So $115. Wow. The only reason I'm still having this conversation is because I know how highly rated this is, but that's from Chris in the chat, and not because of you spotlighting it. Yeah, you've released a lot of games and a lot of stuff for Clank. Here's the thing. You can say the same thing for Munchkin. Like, you can run a Kickstarter, that's exactly like I say. We've made all this stuff, and it's been the most beloved game. But still, most people's opinion on Munchkin, the further you get into the hobby, is that, yeah, it's not as good as it was when I first played it. And so that's interesting. So, yeah, let's check out the FAQ updates, comments, get out of here. What's all this about? Things. Okay. Do I need to play the first Clank Legacy to enjoy this? Okay. No, not at all. But the first is pretty great if we do say so, and why we made another. Once again, that's why if you say it's a standalone sequel to the number 24 game of all time, which you can get in this Kickstarter. Because once again, I go back to that main image and I say, how much wasted space is here? Like, the number 24 board game of all time doesn't feel like something you might want to just slide in there. The fact that I could purchase the number 24 board game of all time and the sequel to the number 24 board game of all time. Because if you're newer into the hobby, that's pretty much exactly what Pandemic did. When Pandemic Legacy came out, it was buzz. Everybody was talking Pandemic Legacy, and then the next Pandemic Legacy came out, but they're essentially doing that, but in Kickstarter form. And I think that's a very good equivalent here, because Pandemic is still one of the top-rated games of all time, and that's exactly what they're doing here, and I don't feel like they're really spotlighting that on the front image as well as they could be. You know, just as a board game fan, if I see that the number 24 board game of all time is now something that I can get on Kickstarter, I'm like, well, okay, I'm interested. I got to check that out. Will this be available at retail? Probably. Yeah, cool. In total, lots, your table, stuff, things. Is there a solo mode? Well, while we were trying to make with solo play, unfortunately, there's not. Is there a pledge option for retailers? These shouldn't be questions I have. They should just be questions you answer. Yeah, this Kickstarter. So no updates yet. I imagine they'll have one today. I want to see if they got those stretch goals up there. Because we're now up to 163K. Do we got the stretch goals yet? And hopefully they move the stretch goals higher as well. Because they're really relatively low. Where was it? Ding. Where is it? Where's the stretch goals? They're not at the top. How to play. Did they take them down so they can update them? Oh, so they're probably updating them right this second. Okay. It's interesting. Let's check out the comments. See what other people say. Most people, United States of America. Yeah, makes sense. Clank Legacy was my all-time favorite board game experience. We also love regular text, so we cannot wait for this. Based on the FAQ, doesn't look like it. So it's not solo. I've been in all this Clank. There's just people that love Clank. When is the expected ship date? Yeah, I didn't check that. I did not look at that. Let's check down here. So June 2024. So they're looking at an Origins. I imagine Gen Con release next year. I could easily see this being one of the big things. Especially if they have the Penny Arcade people at there, I could see that being an incredibly profitable and lucrative launch. And more power to them. Removal stickers, replay pack would be an awesome add-on. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, that's one thing too. That was a little bit surprising to me. If people are gonna want that, like you just know it. Love the new rule booklet. It was funny stuff. Okay. So that's just people who are fans of the original one and they're chomping at the bits for this one. And I wish I could feel that excitement. And I can't. I feel that all the time for some games. Like I love games. So when a game I love has like a legacy attached to it, like, ooh, get me in. So I wish I could get there, and I don't feel like you got me there. As someone who's not a fan of Clank Legacy, because I don't really know much about it, I don't feel like you got me there at all. The video, we start off and it's just nothing. It's a nothing burger. Like what? Okay. No. So do I want it? So here's the thing. And this is kind of like why Mythic Games and CMON, because everybody talks bad about a lot of these companies, why they still keep making money, because they have the things we want. So they have the thing we want. So do I want it? If you're a fan, yeah, you're whatever. 116, whatever. I'm sure you probably have an idea of how many games this plays. Because that's the other thing. I still don't know how many games. Is that in the FAQ? That's got to be in the FAQ. We got to go backsies, because if that's not answered at all, that's super annoying. How many can people... Come on. Can you play the game more than once? Like the original, it's intended to be played as a single campaign. However, once your campaign is finished, you open a fully replayable Clank. Yeah, this is... Okay. How many games? How many games? You're not even going to mention that. Legacy 1 is 110 on Amazon, so it's above the same if you include shipping. Only thing we're getting is stretch goals. Yes. Man, the chat's killing it for me. Yeah, so now you're up against the retail gun. We'll see what the stretch goals are. To be determined there. They might have a banging stretch goal area ready, prepped with the fact that this is going to have way more minis, and that's maybe the route they're going. But the fact that they don't even, here it is. The Clank Legacy 2 Disc of Revelation for custom coins. So there's going to be custom coins. Why? What are these for? What do these do? Why do I care about these? Oh, we have the update. Bam. And this is what I was talking about. They do have these ready to pop up. Cool. Huge day one, you get the coins. The discs are ancient eldritch artifacts that also do a surprisingly good. So these are just for helping you scratch stuff off. So these are just deluxifying it. Not really what I came here for. Hoping for cards, hoping for minis, hoping for boxes, hoping for scratch-offy things. Not necessarily this. But if you're a big fan of it, this is for the diehard fans. I get it. So if the Apex Legends has like coins that have Gibraltar and Lifeline on them, I'm going to be hyped. So once again, I'm not completely knocking this stretch goal because obviously it's still, it's a banger if you're a fan of that, but it's not gameplay, which that's what you kind of hope for. And once again, going with the strategy of not even showing me, teasing to me what the next one is too. So maybe we could just see the image. The only thing this campaign did right was having the price right at the top. Everything else was junk. D-. Chris, see, damn it, this is why I hate doing the segment sometimes, because if I say an A, if I say, dang, I'm giving this an A, it's great. You know what? They're going to be like, oh, let's share this video with everybody. It's great. Let's say it's an A. But I'm obviously not there. So do I want? Not really. I don't feel like you really convinced me about it very well at all. Like the fact that what's the player count is in the FAQ, did you really not tell me? The whole time? I assumed it was... I know, that's it. I just assumed it was 4 players because there's 4 minis. And that's what they said, right? Because I do. I have to go to the stretch goal section, or the FAQ, to figure out your player count. Like, come on. I don't know how many times this Legacy game is going to get played. I literally have to pull out my old man glasses to check the shipping. All right, before I give it a background, I always try to focus on what I think they did really well. So, pledge area at the top, right from the jump. I would say a Kickstarter reasonable price if you're a diehard fan of this, which is going to be a lot of people because it's the number 24 game of all time. And then the ability to purchase this game, which once again, I can't believe you're not spotlighting it's the number 24 game of all time. Because I'll be honest with you, if you're just looking at this box art right now, like there's 100 other games that look probably very similar to this that have had sequels that are not great games. Like, not really pointing out your best things. The component section, not great. They do have unlocks and stretch goals. That's exciting. I think they're buried down here at the bottom. This graphic right here is great. Bingo. That's what I love about this. That's a great graphic. How many of those cards are there? That'd be cool to know. Over 50 of these cards? Over 80? Over 200? Over 12? Those are all very different things than I think. And you're not even letting me think those things because you're telling me so little. I can't disagree with the D-. God. This just sucks. But what if they do well? Like, what does it feel like they crushed it at? Like, if you looked at 10 Kickstarters right now, what would stick out about this Kickstarter over any of those other Kickstarters? It is this. I think it's this, even though we don't focus. Like, if this was followed up straight up by, like, an actual component shot where you zoomed in on stuff and gave me actual numbers, it'd be way more impressive. Yeah, I'm a D-. I gotta go with Chris on this one. It is short and sweet, though. I do love how quick this one is. But Clank Legacy 2 Acquisitions Incorporated Darkest Magic, this is a Kickstarter that it showed up to class with a C+ paper and talked like it was A. Because they got the Penny Arcade, they got an immensely popular game. Yeah, it doesn't feel great for newcomers at all. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the D-. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for Clank Legacy 2 Acquisition Incorporated Darkest Magic. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below as I'm trying to reach 17,000 subscribers in 2023 to make it my biggest year ever. Bye bye.